now we're going to get into another very interesting conversation. I've been joined on the set this morning for a program that's about to come up, and the gentlemen have joined me in the studio. Let me introduce to you who they are, and they're going to tell us their mission for the day. Okay, so I've been joined in the studio by Joseph Goldman Akrofi. I won't tell you where he's coming from yet. We'll hold on a second. I also have with me Conrad Malkoyemo and Prince Ofosuhene Dua. Now, all these gentlemen are with the MOBA 14 group. Gentlemen, you're all welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Thank you very much.
How are you all doing?
You're doing fantastic.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Welcome. Now, I understand that there's going to be an inauguration of MOBA 2014 group.
Yeah.
That's the case?
Yes.
Okay. Explain, what does that mean?
Okay, so the inauguration basically makes you a MOBA.
Okay.
So let me explain that.
Okay.
Once you finish in Fanspim school,
Yes.
you have to wait 10 years to be inaugurated.
10 years?
Yeah, 10 years.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And
I'll ask why later.
okay. So after your inauguration,
Yeah.
it's not just to become a MOBA and join the MOBA fraternity,
Okay.
but also to usher you into being able to contribute to the school.
Okay.
So you join the sponsoring year groups, and then your mentors are 10-year gaps of all those who have preceded you.
Okay.
Right? And so the sponsoring year groups are in, so our sponsoring year groups, 2014, that's our year.
Okay.
Then we have
04,
2004, 04,
yeah,
we have 94, we have 84,
84,
we have 74.
Nice.
Exactly. Nice. So it puts us in a place to be able to actively participate in school development and anything concerning Fanspim school.
I like it.
Yes.
Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how does it feel?
Honestly, I just can't. I don't know. I can't voice the words out. Yeah. But it's a long time coming.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming for 10 years. It's amazing. And we used to have conversations about these when we were in school. I mean, when you're in school and you are going through all those trials of hunger and all those things, the first thing you say is, the very moment I get out of this school, I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
And the very moment you step outside the school, you start to feel like, no, I need to go back to that place. And for 10 years, wow. I don't know about my brothers, and I think we are all excited.
Yeah.
I mean, coming together to even organize the program, it's made us more closely knitted.
Okay.
We've been well, like we've enjoyed our company in the last few months. It tells us that it was something we needed, and we are very excited about it.
Yeah. Conrad, address the issue of the importance of old school associations in terms of the sustenance of your schools.
Okay, so in Fanspim, right, we have this tradition where headmasters are usually old boys of the school.
Oh, I see.
And I think it stems from
That's pretty cool.
Yes, right. It stems from a place that you only understand a situation if you've lived it. Do you understand? Which is why I think the old student associations are very important. Because I mean, you've got teachers, you've got heads and things who are employed in the school to help it grow, raise infrastructure, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But only you know what you need because you've lived there, because you know the things, like that we had maybe we needed a library at this time. Like when you were there, you struggled with library facilities. So if by the time you are in the place to support the school, that hasn't been done, then you know that this is where our money is going to go towards. And there's 1,001 facilities in the school at the moment that have been sponsored by many year groups. So many. Our infirmary, our library, which is the biggest in school library in West Africa. We have a really amazing sports facilities. A basketball, football, a pretty big football pitch and everything. So it's very important on that level that it's just great to go back and show appreciation to where you're from and what has made you really, and just to be able to skew into like actual development that is needed and not something that is considered just natural by extension, but things are actually very important to the students because you've been one yourself.
Right. Now, I said I was going to ask the question why, but I think I have an idea. Am I right if I say that the idea of keeping students, as it were, maybe say waiting for 10 years till they are inaugurated as part of the Old School Association is to allow them to develop without pressure to become people that are financially capable of actually contributing. Does that make sense?
That
Yes,
makes
yes,
perfect
it does.
sense.
Perfect sense.
So they give you this gap of time to make something of yourself and also to mature as a person,
Right.
to know how to carry yourself, to know what the tenets of the school have instilled in you,
Okay.
to appreciate the school by yourself, because no one forces it into you.
On you, yeah.
So when you have graduated and you have finished infant BIM school after a while, you start meeting old boys when you go places.
Yeah.
You know, you meet old boys everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes. So really it's about knowing by yourself, coming to that realization of what the school means to you,
Yeah.
and also making something of yourself.
Yeah.
So this is a jump start. I mean, though we are sponsoring a group, they are not expecting all the load on us.
Okay.
Really, it's the 30-year group, right? So we are talking about 94. They will be the people to really hold the greater financial responsibility, right? So it's about so many things at the same time.
Yeah.
The financial aspect is just one small part, yes, but then this is a jump start. So right after this, then we are also growing, you know, and then with time we become the main responsible year
Okay.
group. So it's like
I
that.
see.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Prince, some of your fondest memories of infancy.
Oh, I was actually deliberating on this last night.
Okay.
Yeah. I just think I'll mention a few figures that the boys would remember.
Okay.
Basically, I think as a man,
Yeah, so, man.
there was this one time. I think it was prep.
Yeah.
You know how we used to have this drill where Mr. Duncan stands at the top,
Yeah.
starts counting, and the boys are running.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then
very
boom,
well.
it's about. I think there were boys who were still late.
So
And
he's
then-
counting for people to get into prayer.
Yes, so he just stands there with his king, starts counting.
Mm.
And the next thing I see, Azay has this car, VW, and then he drives all the way to the quadrangle and then screeches. Then he gets out of the car, then he stands on his car. He takes his cane out like this. It was like, Dumbeles now, yeah, but it was actually dramatic. It was
a statement.
yeah, like, and I love that man so much. To be very honest, I think I had figures that guided me in school. I can see Mr. Blay, and then Mr. Apia. I wasn't even in the intercom.
Okay.
Mr. Apia was the one who brought me into the intercom, and he had a different personality. He was just a fun person. And I think he made most of our memories, to be very honest. He made most of our memories.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Conor, what would you say?
I definitely, he sends me back to that one. So Mr. Apia, like I said, Mr. Apia was like the killer, like Jason Statham. Very, very dramatic, very, over the, like, very extra. And it was great to, I mean, when you are there, right, and especially when you're on the receiving end of these punishments, and you're like, oh God, I can't wait to get out of here. And then you leave, and it's like 4 years down the line, and it's just a lot of nostalgia. I think mine was what was this man? The chemistry teacher's name.
What's it?
Taitre. So Taitre always spoke very interesting.
Give you a chemistry teacher.
I think it evolved from titration.
So Taitre always spoke very interesting English. And we had one time in my house, I think it was a weekend, and we had some, I think it was either visiting, something had happened. So there was a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
And he entered the house and was really mad. Why is the place so scattered? Why is the place so scattered? And then he says, look at that. The Tampico leaves. Pick the Tampico leaves from the floor.
The sachet, the Tampico leaves.
Look, I told that story to everybody who would listen when I went to uni.
Yeah.
It was, the characters made the time.
Yeah.
Right? Mr. Bid, yes. All of these people. So it was just great. The memories are many.
Joseph, do you have any?
Yeah.
For sure.
And I have some I can't really see on TV.
Okay, and it's
But let me
morning
see.
TV too.
Yeah,
So
But then this one, you know, was something that we used to hear all the time.
Okay.
It was from Mr. Bedu, and the senior house master when we were there. And he used to say this thing at assembly, or when you were misbehaving, he'd go like, "Is your father rich?" And we never understood like what it meant till we left school.
Okay.
You know, this man used to say this every time. "Is your father rich? Is your father rich? I hope your father is rich and you're misbehaving like this." You know? It didn't hit us then till we left school. Then it's like, okay, all these rich guys.
Yes.
Is that has bought him an apartment?
He's okay.
The struggle is much less.
Okay.
You know.
But you have to go through 2 masters and a PhD, you know, just to brave the system.
Yeah.
So it's really about these people influencing our lives in different ways, even at the times where it had comedic effect to it. Yeah.
What would you say were some of the landmark moments of your time, you know, at Infantsipim? Landmark moments.
Okay, positive or negative?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, I'm going to say the positive.
Okay.
Positive was when the seniors before us won Sprite Bowl.
What's that?
Sprite Bowl competition, basketball
competition.
I was a star everywhere I went.
Eesh.
You know, those times we used to have Mall Day, where everybody would go to Accra Mall. Accra Mall would become Kantamanto. The whole place was full of people.
Okay.
You know, and just to say you're a butcher boy, or I would wear my Infantsipim dog tag big on my chest, wear like 5 bands of Infantsipim. Some people would even tie the school uniform around. They have to know. You know.
That's where you're from.
Yeah. So when they won Sprite Bowl, it was a very proud moment for us when the old boys won that basketball competition. Like the whole Cape Coast, we could flex that disco boys and stuff. So then, Charlie, we win Sprite Bowl, you said, you know. So it was amazing. Yeah, that was a one landmark moment for us.
Prince, oftentimes we have the pre-seconds coming around, you know, and flexing their muscle, you know, talking about the fact that they're the best and all of that. What would you say to because there's quite a number of pre-seconds who are watching us at this point. What would you say to those people?
They should be grateful to us.
Wow!
Honestly, and we were the first secondary education institution. If it wasn't for us, where would Presec be?
Yeah, we worked so they could run.
Yeah. I mean,
no, wait, hold on. Yeah. Just say that again.
We walked so they could run.
Yeah.
You walked
so they could run
as MOBA, as Infantsipim, so that Presec could run.
Yeah, we were the first, second.
That's big.
Yeah, I think was it Prempe that came from us?
Yeah, Prempe.
I don't want to say what I'm not 100% sure about, so I have to ask them.
But
Prempe came from us.
At the end of the day, you can say we were perfectionists, or we are perfectionists in every field we tend to be in. Take it that sports, academics. I mean, our year group was the last year group to win the science and math quiz. We'll come back.
Not to cut him, please forgive me.
Bro,
but you see, I forgot to add that landmark moment.
Please add.
When we won NSMQ 2014, we were everywhere. You knew us.
Everywhere was too fast.
Brilla boys.
It's us.
So it's like that.
Yeah. I mean, we had brothers from that group going to MIT and the likes. Isaac Kontoma. Shout out Kontoma.
Okay.
Kontoma and then Archibald.
Okay.
And I think for us, every moment was like a landmark moment. The very moment you step out of the school had at least the most minimal, like, color from the school attached to your skin. You felt that sense of pride. Yeah. And I know the other schools, they know. Pre-seconds, they know.
They know.
We don't have to tell them.
Okay.
At least, no. I mean, look at it. 10 years later, think about it. Take the other schools, and then look. We are the only school that is still seeing this group. We have a very solid. But you will come.
Nayo and the other there, have you heard?
They know.
The people are talking.
You don't have to tell them. You know what tell you. Yeah, that's how it is.
No, you see, I have a lot of fun doing this because, unfortunately for me, I didn't go to secondary school in Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah, my entire secondary school was not in Ghana. I grew up in Malawi. From the age of 11 till 19, I was in Malawi.
It's an amazing experience.
Yeah, it was a fantastic experience, you know, and it contributes largely to where I find myself. You know, so, but I enjoy the banter and all the, you know, the issues between the different secondary schools. It's fun. Quickly, the dates again, the time, you know, who you're expecting to be there and all of that for the inauguration.
Okay, so It's taking place on the 29th
Yeah.
of June 2024, just this Saturday.
Okay.
As you can see, we have about 3 days more.
Yeah.
And it's starting at 2 p.m.
Okay.
We have it's taking place at the Accra Church Conference Room.
Okay.
One of the rooms in their multi-purpose building.
That's my primary school.
Me too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you see why we vibe. Yeah. Same thing. So so that's where it's taking place. 2 p.m. at the Accra Church Conference Room.
Okay.
When we are expecting a number of boys from our year group from MOBA 2014 pulling up. There's a lot of people who have sent in their contributions to even people who are not in Ghana have sent in contributions to participate in some shape or form. So they'll be present in diverse ways. We'll be streaming live also on socials. Okay. And so we have them coming out. We have sponsoring year groups, the fellow sponsoring year groups for this year, for 2024, for the 2024 speech day coming by. We have the National Executive Council, which is headed by the Busia Opinion. Yeah. And they'll all be there to inaugurate us and swear in our executives and everything. Yeah. So we are putting it out there. You're invited if you are affiliated to the school in any shape or form or want to be there to represent also. Yeah. And it's just a nice
fantastic
ceremony. Yeah.
Fantastic. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having us.
It's been wonderful. I've enjoyed my conversation with you. I was joined this morning by Conrad Malco Yemo. He's the organizing secretary for MOBA 14. Joseph Goldman Akrofi, he's the PRO for MOBA 14. And the deputy organizing secretary, that's Prince Ofosuhene Dua